Hello there, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at extreme values again. So we'll look at mainly an application. So let's pretend like you work for a company and you want to manufacture Xboxes and PlayStations. So we're going to let X be the number of PlayStations here and Y be the number of Xboxes. And we're asked, in this case right here, is to maximize the profit. And our profit equation is given by this. X is the number of PlayStations, Y is the number of Xboxes, and we're modeled by this. So we're looking at maximum profit right here. And then they say use D to show that this is indeed a maximum value. So they're talking about that second derivative test right there. Remember, D was equal to fxx fyy minus the partial of xy squared. And we want to find out what that maximum value is. So this is, of course, our extreme value. So we're going to be looking at our derivatives. So we have to find our critical numbers. So let's go ahead and find our critical points first. To do that, we're going to look at our partials. My partial with respect to x will just be 8 minus, let's be careful here, this becomes 0.001 times 2x plus y. My partial with respect to y will be 10 minus 0.001, and this becomes x plus 2y. And if I set them both equal to 0, we would get 8 minus what's this become? 0.001, 2x plus y. And of course we get 10 minus 0.001, x plus 2y. Simplifying this, so I'm going to do a couple things here. I'm going to multiply everything by 1,000 to get rid of that nasty little decimal. And I'm going to bring the 8 over, and that's going to give us 8,000 equals 2x plus 2y. Plus just y, sorry about that. Here, if I multiply by 1,000 and bring the 10,000 over, we get 10,000 equals x plus 2y. And we can solve this system right here. 2x plus y equals 8,000. X plus 2y equals 10,000, and if you solve that, you're going to get x equaling 2,000 and y equaling 4,000. You can verify that too just by solving those. Alright, so that's going to be our critical point, our critical number right there. And then, of course, our possibility. So now we have to determine if this is a maximum or a minimum value. So then we tell me to use D. So of course we would need the partial of our function. Whoop, should be using P. I guess I should use P over here too. There we go. Partial x. So the partial of x with respect to x. And that's just going to become, what's that become here? Negative 0.001 times just 2, and if I multiply that one, I just get negative 0.002. My second partial with respect to y, that just 0, so we get negative 0.001, and again 0, the y just goes away, times 2, and we get negative 0.002. We do have to find the partial of x with respect to y, and that's going to become negative 0.001, and the partial of x with respect to y just becomes a 1 here, and that's going to become negative 0.001. Plugging it into our formula, my rule says we're going to take the partial double with respect to x that we have up here at the point 2,000 and 4,000 times the partial with respect to y at the same point 2,000, 4,000 minus the partial of xy at the point 2,000, 4,000, square it. So typically you'd have to plug in the points x and y into our equations, but since we don't have those, we really don't have to do that, so we just plug in our values here, and we would get negative 0.002 times negative 0.002 minus negative 0.001 squared. And this becomes a positive value. So that becomes positive right there. If type that in your calculator, we get a positive. And so what's that telling me? Well, since we know D is greater than 0 and the second partial with respect to x is less than 0. Now, if you forgot this, I do a video on this earlier. Just go take a look at that. It's pretty cool. Like and subscribe. So since d is greater than and this is less than 0, we're saying this is concave down. Basically, remember from calculus that if a function is concave down, we have a relative maximum. So we can conclude that 2,000, 4,000 is a relative maximum. So what this is telling us, if we sell 2,000 PlayStations and 4,000 Xboxes, that's going to maximize our profit. So what's the profit going to be? They do ask us that. So if I just plug that into my profit equation, and so let me go grab my ever trusty calculator here. There it is. So let's find out how much money we will make. Alright, so we would get, what's that? So we can plug it in. We would get 8 times 2,000 plus 10 times 4,000 minus 0.001 times 2,000 squared plus 2,000 times 4,000 plus 4,000 squared, and then minus 10,000. Press enter, and I don't know if this is in, I guess this is in dollars or whatever units they're going to be in. Whatever it is, it's 18,000. Maybe that's in millions of dollars or something. I don't know. All right. Hope you enjoyed that video. Go to number 2. We're going to take a look at the open top box problem. It'll be a fun one.